this video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to use the beautiful new Christmas Edges dies from the John Next Door collection to make a version of this card here. We've just got the beautiful edges on this. So simple, says a lot without saying a great deal. So a great Christmas card or holiday card to send to someone who you perhaps don't want to say Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas to. And these dies here have been designed so that they've got the exact same swerve as the John Next Door Canard Edges die set. So using these in combination with those means you can make far more possibilities. Really does add some variance in. So we move the card out of the way and we'll get started. What I've done to start with is I've cut card down to 5 by 7 inches. And I've cut this in different types of card through the white and silver spectrum. So I have white Crafts 2 linen card here, another piece of white linen card there. Then I have Craft Artist satin card in silver, glitter card in silver, another piece of white, a piece of mirror card again in silver, and finally a piece of glitter card in silver. And we're going to start with each piece in separation. So I'm going to take the first piece, which is the white, and if I use the lines on my mat to line this out straight, it helps to get the die straight. And I'm going to take the Dear Edger die and I'm going to tape that down approximately 1 centimetre from the top. I'm then going to take the swirl die, and the swirl die has a stitch detail just on one edge on this die. So I want the stitch detail on there. So I will take that and I will put that down. It doesn't matter about sizing, because you will size each subsequent piece from the one before. So we would take that and we would run that through our die cutting machine. And here's the subsequent piece that I will get for doing that once it's run through. So the next thing I want to do is to take a piece of an alternate paper. I'm using the satin, and just place it evenly at the top. And on this one, I simply want a swirl. So I take the die that gives the swirl, again with the stitch detail, and I simply match it up to that swirl and that piece. And we run that piece again through our die cutting machine. And when completed, I will get that piece where it matches exactly. So I want to glue these two together. I'm going to use spray glue. I'm using Craft Mount by 3M. So I'm just going to spray glue that onto there. You see then I get the beautiful deers dancing in the silver through. So I bring in the next piece, and this time I'm using silver glitter card. Again, edge it together at the top, take the die, and again I want the stitch detail, so I match it on until I'm happy either side, tape that down, we remove that piece and we run that through, and that will give us this piece. So you can see here we've got it going down. So I want to now stick this piece down. You want to be securing each piece as you're going through. So I'm going to take some foam tape. I'm using 2mm foam tape, which means I get a beautiful level of depth, but not too much. I'm then going to remove the backing from the tape, which makes this flexible so that I can then follow this curve. So we take it to there. If you've got a little piece left over like this, what you can do is just pop it in the middle to add a little bit of support. So we reveal that tape and we match the two pieces together exactly, using the side and the top, and we have our first piece. Again, you could hang baubles from this and leave it as it stands. Perhaps pop it on another piece of white and hang some baubles, have a sentiment. There's so many flexible options on this. So we're next going to bring in a piece of white again, and again I'm going to use that at the top, straight on my mat, to see where the next cut is. And this time I want to add the star edger. So I'm going to pull the star edger and I'm going to pop that into position, and I want to use the curve, but I want just the straight edge. So I marry the straight edge up and we simply tape that down. We remove that piece and we run that through our die cutting machine, and that gives us this piece. So I'm going to use this piece as my guide now and bring in a piece of silver mirror card, marry it together at the top again, and bring in the simple curve. And again, I want just the plain edge, so I match to that curve, tape that down, remove the top piece, and we run that through our die cutting machine, which gives us this piece. And again, using spray glue, I'm using again 3M craft mount. Marry it together at the top, and then I get the beautiful silver stars showing through. I will carry on, and I'm now going to just put the last piece in, which is a piece of silver glitter card. So again, marry them together, and I'm going to use the star edges. So make sure this is even on your board against some of the lines, which enables you again to pull up and put the piece against one of these lines to make sure that it's straight. Tape that down, and we run that through our die cutting machine, which again gives us this piece. So we've got these beautiful pieces here. So we now start to mount this together. So I'm going to add a little bit of spray glue on the back of my star piece, and you could add a strip of card on the back of here. And then I've got the white stars showing through. We're going to add, just clean up where there's a little bit of dye mark on there. Take foam tape, and again, straight across the top. Trim down. I'm going to put a strip in the middle to support this. I'm then going to remove the tape protection. And again, I'm going to follow that curve at the bottom. Reveal the tape. And we'll simply pop that one on and nice and even. And again, you could just put a sentiment on there. Would really, really work beautifully. We're going to bring in our final top piece, and again, I'm going to foam mount this. So take more of the foam tape, and again, I'm only using 2mm foam tape, which means that I don't get a lot of depth, but I get the shadowing that I want. So again, we're going to take the protective off, and we're going to just take that round that corner, a little bit of foam tape to remove. There we go. Reveal our tape, and we'll stick that on. And there we have beautiful, just an even swirl going all the way down the card. And to finish this off, I've got a card blank here that I've made. Just made this one. So this is 5x7. This is, the white layer is 5 1/4 by 7 1/4. I've then added 1/8 of an inch on for a satin layer, and I finished with a mirror card layer at 7 1/2 by 5 1/2, and then onto a card blank that I've hand cut to 7 3/4 by 5 3/4. But if you want to use a standard size, you could pop that onto a 6x8 card really easily. So we'll pop a little bit of foam tape in the middle. But this, despite all the foam tape, was still okay to go as a large letter. So there are no problems whatsoever with doing that. There we go. So we'll just pop that onto our card blank, and there's our beautiful finished card. There is one more set die in the set, which is this beautiful little leaping stag and stars, and you can use that in combination. It's designed to fit within that curve should you want to do that. So there's a card here show you by the wonderful Leslie Lakin that just shows you how that's been incorporated. But lots of different ways that you can use this die set and make some beautiful Christmas and non-Christmas cards. Take out the deers and it's literally just stars, which is fantastic for birthdays.